Now, Orion Kerkering has been lights out lately. If you go back to August 20th, which is kind of since he really started kicking ass, you can even go far back as his last 15 appearances. I'll read for you both. Since August 20th, Orion Kerkering has appeared in 10 games, 10 innings. The man gets 3 outs every time he comes in. He's only allowed 4 hits, 0 earned run, 2 walks, and 12 strikeouts. If you go back to his last 15 appearances, 15 innings pitched, 20 strikeouts, a .39 whip, and only 3 earned runs allowed. He stopped walking guys. He started trusting his fastball again, and his sweeper, as we know, is one of the nastiest pitches out of any bullpen in baseball. So Orion Kerkering helped you win that game last night, and he has been lights out now for going on, several weeks. Looks like he's in, playoff form here and ready to rock, which is awesome.
I mean, listen, we knew that Orion Kerkering was going to need to take time to be able to get a full season under his belt. And if this is him with hiccups, if this is him with young mistakes and learning how to be a consistent cog in the bullpen wheel, we'll take it. Orion has, as you talk about those numbers with his 2.06 ERA on the season, for him to only have given up a total of 17 runs, 13 of them earned, he's given up 45 hits. He's a guy that when he takes the mound, when he's coming in to relieve the starter or wherever role he's coming in out of the bullpen, you can count on him. You can trust him to be able to grind out of situations. And it did come down to him being able to it's not only just locking into his velocity and what he does so well, but even the confidence to know you can deliver that every day. You can provide that. You can make sure to get the saves. You can give up minimal home runs. I mean, I couldn't get over, and we were talking about him, quote unquote, struggling, that Orion had hit a skid of giving up 2 runs. He gave up runs. He gave up a run in back-to-back games, which is something that we hadn't seen from him. So when you look at the big picture, the season as a whole, Orion has been lights out. Just in total, he's given up 2 home runs.
Yeah. 2
home runs all season. And as I mentioned, he's given up 13 earned runs.
Do you have the dates of those? Because it felt like the first one wasn't until late July.
Yeah. Both of those home runs actually happened in August.
In August. Okay.
So
even later.
So that was his struggling stretch.
Yeah. He had
and I'll get the exact date for you.
And look, it was probably a dead arm period. The guy only pitched 8 innings of major league level baseball last year. So it's natural for, even veteran arms to go through dead arm periods, let alone young guys. So Orion has been nasty. And as Anthony was just saying, Estevez on the back end, Orion's kind of that front end, high leverage guy. And last night was like a perfect example of why he's so valuable to this team. Because if you can leave Hoffman, Alvarado, Strahm, and Estevez for the back end and throw in Orion there in a high leverage spot where it's close, like that is a huge asset to have. So this guy is money.
It took until August 8th against the Arizona Diamondbacks for Orion Kerkering to give up the first home run of the season. And then he gave up a second home run August 15th, and everybody was like, oh no, Orion is struggling. He hadn't given up a single home run prior. And when you have him as your high leverage guy, we're not talking about him being your closer. We're not talking about him being your 8th, 9th inning. He can be that too. But on some teams, Orion would be your closer. Orion would be your, the guy that you're calling out of the bullpen to finish off the game. And yet the Phillies have the advantage and the luxury of having him, Matt Strahm, Jeff Hoffman, and Carlos Estevez, who you can have in any role out of the bullpen in a high leverage situation that you can count on. Jose Alvarado, as he's getting back to looking like the Jose Alvarado, Alvy, that we know. So these are, as we always talk about, great problems to have, but it's, for me, so exciting to see that the bullpen is getting back to their routine. You're getting Matt Strahm, you're getting the scoreless showings. Yeah. That's what really has been such a big part of this team.